The Alexander Spartans had a big week this week, and here to break it down is Alexander reporter Joseph Payton. So how did it go for the boys on Tuesday at Jackson?
Well, Sean, they beat the Ironmen 49-41 and were in total control of the entire game. Alexander, they're not a run-and-gun, up-tempo style basketball team, and they're very patient on offense to make sure that they get the shot that they want, and that can really just wear down opposing defenses. It's just their style of play, and although they have a slow-tempo style, that doesn't mean that they can't run the floor. Seth Richardson pushed the ball up the floor many times after pulling down 6 rebounds in the game, and he finished well at the rim in transition and in the half court, dropping 17 points, and 14 of those came in the second half. Mason Chapman also aided in the offensive production as he scored 14 and handed out 3 assists. A very solid game for him as well, Sean.
So after beating Jackson's, the Spartans welcomed undefeated Meigs into Albany on Friday.
That's right, and the Spartans were definitely up to that challenge. Mason Chapman absolutely went off in the 80-69 victory with 28 points, 6 rebounds, and 4 assists. And man, he was really piped up out there in this game. Corey Chapman also had a solid 13-point, 6-rebound night and a huge win for the Spartans as they handed Meigs their very first loss of the season.
So that's a big-time win for the boys, but how about the girls?
Well, Sean, they didn't really get started the way they would have liked to. Leah Richardson against Fenton County had a solid 22-point game, pacing Alexander to a 12-point lead heading into the fourth quarter, but then foul trouble kept her on the bench in the last period, and that's when Michaela Puckett took over. Puckett's hot hand allowed Fenton County to take the lead, and Alexander had to push this game into overtime, but only to fall by a final score of 71-69. Puckett finished the game with 34 points, and her performance down the stretch really ended up being the difference in this one, Sean.
Yeah, so very tough loss for the Lady Spartans, but how did they bounce back on Thursday?
Well, they bounced back against Meigs with a 49-26 win in front of their home crowd, and that was just what they needed. The Lady Spartans didn't really light it up from the floor, but they got the job done at the free throw line. Leah Richardson scored 13 of her total 17 points at the line, and the Lady Spartans made 20 of 26 total. Freshman guard Rachel Richardson provided most of the offense besides from the free throw line, as she added 12 points. Despite beating the Lady Marauders by 23, Alexander only took a 3-point lead into halftime, though.
And in the first half, I wasn't sure. I felt like we knew we were just going to go through the motions and we were going to win based on talent, whereas in the second half, I thought we were going to win based on pure effort.
Now you know, Sean, Alexander has a tall task next week as they host #1 ranked Waterford on Monday night.
That's going to be a huge game, Joseph. Thanks for the great work.